This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famers, Mike Van Diest, joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, what up? Happy Tuesday. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Coming up today in the Major Mortgage Man Cave, we're chatting with Fallyn Freije, former Montana State women's basketball player, Big Sky MVP, getting ready for her second season overseas playing professional basketball. I'm going to talk to her about what it was like to play during a COVID year in a couple of the places that she was in Sweden and Germany. Also, she lives in Devil's Lake, North Dakota. Why is it called Devil's Lake? We'll find out. On this day in history coming up, the walk-off, and a ton more. Don't forget, tomorrow we're talking with Lindsay Cruz and Governor Greg Gianforte. So there you go. Let's see, what else are we chatting about? You can watch us live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com, and many more other places. As always, you can tweet at JWalkerSports. Call us 406-209-1267. You can also email Jason at JasonWalkerShow.com. So, all right, I got this today, and it's actually kind of cool. So we're going to chat about it. So you know how I support women's athletics and other sports as well. And I've always considered cheerleading a sport more than an athletic competition. It's a sport. I mean, technically, according to Ernest Hemingway, the only sports are motorsports, or motor racing, bullfighting, and mountain climbing. But cheerleading is one of those that it's not a game. It's not easy. And plus there's a couple of great movies about it. So I got this today. And our good friend of the show, Sue Bannon, sent it in. Today, the sport of cheer has received full recognition as an Olympic sport by the International Olympic Committee, meaning it is possible to see cheer in the Olympics, possibly in 2028 in Los Angeles. Definitely a historical day in the sport. That is from Dan Kessler. And then Eric Little, who also on Facebook, said, looks like we'll be seeing cheer in the Olympics, which is really cool. Now, that's two dudes talking about cheerleading, which is awesome. Now three. So the International Olympic Committee voted today at the 138th session before the Tokyo Olympics get going that cheerleading is an official full recognition sport by the International Olympic Committee. That's awesome. So congratulations to cheerleaders. You have a chance to maybe go to the Olympics now, which is really cool. That would be awesome if it happened. I mean, the Olympics just added back in baseball and softball this year after not having them since 2008 because the U.S. dominated in softball, so we had to get rid of baseball and softball. Which was dumb. Now, also, trampoline is a sport. Trampoline gymnastics is a sport. It's in the Olympics this year. So if you can trampoline gymnastics, I think we can have cheerleading in the Olympics. And I think it's really cool. And I'm glad Sue sent me that today. She's obviously the cheer coach over at Capital, so cheering a big part of her life. But super great job by the IOC. I mean, they've admitted some sport, like I said, trampoline, but cheerleading is a sport. So congratulations. That's super cool. Super, super cool. Now you have something to look forward to after college or even after high school. I wonder how it's going to work, though. It's going to be really cool. There's going to be a lot more details, I'm sure, that are going to have to come out. But awesome job by the IOC. So there you go. Jason Walker Show brought to you in part by Speaker Sprinklers. Speaker Sprinklers love green grass. Coming up, we're going to talk to Fallyn Freije. It is time now, though, for your Montana Rodeo Roundup. It is brought to you by Mark LaRoe Photography. And if you're looking to book your senior portraits, family pictures, the such, engagement photos even, get a hold of Mark LaRoe at marklaroephotography.com. All right, in Scobie over the weekend, Northern Rodeo, Andy Gingrich took bareback. Saddle Bronc went to Kane Stroh. He was the only one to go on cover two head. Bucky McAlpine from Anaconda won the bull riding. Arlen Minoue won steer wrestling. J.C. Crowley the tie down. Team roping went to the heirs, Ben and Bill. Barrels, Bella Fossum, who also won breakaway. And then Bailey Billingsley won the junior barrels. And Brooke Billingsley won the breakaway junior. So that was Scobie at the Northern Rodeo Association. Red Eye Days at Deer Lodge. Bryce Patterson and George Gillespie split the bareback in the long go, and then the short go went to Gillespie by 2 points over Patterson, 78-76. So then Gillespie won the bareback average. Saddle Bronc, Tyler Friend won the short go. Cree Minkoff took the average along with Friend. Each had a 158. In bull riding, no qualified rides for the short go, so they went back to the long go, and Caden Fitzpatrick gets the win. In steer wrestling, Colby Bignell wins the average. Logan Beatty of Helena was winner of the short go. He went 6-4. And tie down, Caden Kemp wins the short go and the average. Team roping, Ian Ostagai and Sam Levine take both. Barrel racing, Alicia Bird won the long, won the short, and won the average. So there's a good paycheck there. In breakaway, let's see, McKenna Schroeder takes the short go and in the average as well. So that was at Red Eye Days in Deer Lodge. Havre, NRA, over the weekend. Dalton May taking the bareback. We had a bareback score at Scobie was a 55 for the win. We had a 44 for the win in Havre. Kane Stroh takes the Saddle Bronc, second win of the weekend. Nobody rode a bull in Havre. Riley Joyce won the steer wrestling. Trace Fuller, the tie down. Shane Schwenke and Jimmy Cole took the team roping. Barrels went to Brittany Cox, and Molly Salmond won the breakaway. Nice job there. And then finally, there was, 4 NRA results from the weekend. 3 Forks. Brandley Peabody takes the win in bareback. A 78, that's better. Andrew Evgene of 2.78 in Saddle Bronc to win it. Riley Barg, 79 bull riding. Jaden Whitman took the steer wrestling. Dylan Honkamp, the calves or tie down. Team roping, Clint Brower and Miles Kobold. And then Bella Fossum won in barrels. And then Kenna McNeil took the breakaway. So Bella Fossum had a great weekend in Northern Rodeo, which runs this weekend at Eureka on the 23rd and the 24th. PRCA action. Let's see here. At the CMR Stampede, Calder Peterson won bareback. Saddle Bronc went to Houston Brown. Bull riding, Kobe Whitford. Steer wrestling, Ty Erickson. He's got to win some money for that baby now. Team roping, Caden Camp and DeLon Parker. Tie down, Colton Rock. And in barrels, Taylor Russell. That was at the CMR Stampede in Stanford. The Calgary Stampede ended up over the weekend. Tim O'Connell took the bareback. Richmond Champion was second. Saddle Bronc went to Sage Newman. Good win for the kid. Let's see. Bull riding, Dakota Butter. Steer wrestling, Tanner Milan. Tie down, Hunter Heron. And is that right? Yeah, I think we got them all there. So there you go. Oh, I'm sorry. That was just round 2. Hold on. Marcos Costa won the average. So there you go. Okay. Anyway, Calgary wrapped up. We're going to talk to Lindsay Cruz tomorrow about her experience up at Calgary and get you set for the PRCA, which is coming up this weekend in Montana at 3 different places, right? We got Forsyth, Plentywood, and Shelby this weekend for PRCA action on the Montana circuit. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and when we do, we're going to talk some hoops with Fallyn Freije out of North Dakota. Played at Montana State. Her senior season was a Big Sky MVP as well, as Montana State won 19 of 20 conference games that year. And, of course, COVID screwed over everything else. But Fallyn's played a year overseas. I want to get her thoughts on what it was like to play in Sweden and Germany. 2 different ways they handled the COVID. Warm beer, how good is that? And then where's she going to play this year? We'll talk to Fallyn Freije when we return here on Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. We're coming right back.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
This is the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Still to come on this day in history. Tomorrow we're talking with Governor Greg Gianforte and Lindsay Cruz. We're also on Thursday going to talk to a couple of guys from NoRivalry.com, and they've got a statistical computerized way of finding out what are the best rivalries in college football. And we're going to talk Cat Grizz, Big Sky rivalries as well. So looking forward to those guys on Thursday here on the Jason Walker Show. Now, don't forget, next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll be live at the Lewis and Clark County Fairgrounds, getting you set for the Last Chance Stampede, plus the night show on Wednesday. Jake Owen and, what's her name, Lainey Wilson, some big hit, things a guy ought to know or something like that, I don't know. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the Stampede. Tuesday next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at the Stampede. Next week on Tuesday, we'll be also in Great Falls, getting you set for Frontier Conference Media Day. As that'll be coming up on Tuesday. We'll be broadcasting live up there and maybe talking to a coach or two. So who knows? So there you go. Kind of our schedule over the next couple of weeks. So next week at least, anyway. There we go. I know what I'm trying to talk about. Man. All right, let's get into it. She was a Big Sky Conference MVP. She's from North Dakota. Started her career at North Dakota with the Fighting Hawks. Ended up at Montana State her senior season and helped lead the Bobcats to a 19-1 Big Sky Conference record, the best record ever in the Big Sky Conference women's basketball. They won the league and then had, of course, the COVID last year. But she got a chance to play overseas, and we wanted to talk to her about what that was like and is she going to play more? And joining us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, That's What She Said, brought to you by Dinners Done Right with guest Fallyn Freije. Well, I appreciate you joining me again. How's your summer been?
It's been good. Pretty busy, just hanging out with friends and family and catching up, having some fun on the lake, of course. Working, making some money. So flying by, though, that's for sure. It's already end of July. It's crazy.
I know it is super crazy. So Devil's Lake, North Dakota. I've got to ask, why Devil's Lake? Why? What are we naming it for?
I don't really exactly know the answer to that, but there is a reservation just right out of town, and I'm correct. I think there's history with that and the belief of bull and the lake and things like that way back in the day, but also that might be a total lie. I don't really know. I don't know, but I do believe that's how the name came about.
Okay, because to me, if it's Devil's Lake, I'm not getting on it. Right?
It's an awesome lake. I know, the name doesn't do it justice, for sure.
Fallyn Freije, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show. Did I get it right that time? Freije?
You did.
Nice. I remember the last time we talked because that's how your mom says to pronounce it. So
yeah,
you got to listen to mom, right?
That's right.
All right. So you've been working this summer. Did you get a chance to work some camps? Because COVID last year kind of ruined everything, but camps galore this summer.
Yeah, I did actually. I helped out. My little sister will be a senior this coming year in high school, so I helped out at their little summer camp they do for the younger girls. I kind of got to run it, so that was really cool. Just a 4-day camp that was in June, and then I've been working with their high school team just doing practices, or I would say more so skill development. I did that all spring with the varsity girls, 7 of them, because the rest were in track and whatnot. But then this summer I've had my sister's whole varsity team, which was pretty fun. Just to, I don't want to coach 5-on-5. I think it's a lost art to actually work on developing skills and habits. So, I just love being able to give back and help them learn things that I didn't learn until college. And they have a pretty good team. They won state 2 years ago, and they were a favorite last year and came up short. But they'll hopefully, be a top contender for that again this year. So I've been doing a lot with them, helping them in league on Monday nights, coaching them, making sure they're doing the stuff that I teach them. But it's been fun. Their coach has been awesome, just kind of giving me the reins of their summer stuff. So, a lot of that. And, I plan to do more one-on-one stuff with some younger girls in the town here. In August, I'm going to be done bartending, so I'll have some more time. I plan to do probably 3-4 days a week of that until I leave for Europe.
Which we'll talk about here in a second, because I want to get your thoughts on what it was like to play during the COVID year last year overseas, where it was completely different than the U.S. But is your sister, you were a Big Sky MVP. Is she going to be an MVP?
Well, she likes volleyball more.
Oh, okay.
So she wants to play college volleyball. It's her dream right now, which is fine. Our whole family, my older sister, my parents all played college basketball. So it's up to her completely. We don't pressure her, but my thing is she just needs to work hard. That's all that I ask.
Hey, that's all you can ask as an older sister, right?
Right.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
She's a good volleyball player, though. So, if she did, I think she would.
Has she signed anywhere?
She has not. No,
Ooh.
She is at camp actually last week, and this week she's been at some camps. So.
Right. We're looking forward to the name. We're following little Freije around. Fallyn Freije, our guest here, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. All right, so you did play overseas last year, and it was I'm sure an awesome experience, but what was it like playing in Europe and all of that because of the COVID?
Yeah, first and foremost, obviously, I was just so blessed to have an opportunity to keep playing. Right away in the fall, there was a lot of girls that weren't picked up yet. Obviously, uncertainty times, all that last summer. And, the only for sure contract offer I had that I ended up taking, knowing maybe it wasn't going to be exactly what I was looking for, but I ended up going to Sweden in the start of September. Like I said, I was just so grateful to be able to play, not to have to be at home, working out alone still, just waiting until something came about. So I went to Sweden, and Sweden was interesting because they didn't lock down. They were one of the only countries that didn't. Their belief was if you're sick, you stay home and come back to work when you're healthy. So it was really strange, obviously, going from North Dakota summer where we weren't masked and locked down. That didn't come to North Dakota until I left, thankfully. So I didn't really have to, do much of that when I was here. But in Sweden, then I went there and they had no rules either. So I never really experienced like a COVID lifestyle, which is crazy to say. Because in Sweden, there was no mask mandates, no curfews, no anything really. They were just living a normal lifestyle. We never were tested. We were playing games in the league with teams who tested positive a couple weeks prior. Like it was really crazy. Right before Christmas, it got kind of interesting, I guess. There was a team that was positive for COVID and they wanted us to play. And I was coming home for Christmas, getting on flights, being around family once I got back here. My older sister got married in Nashville on New Year's. So for me, I couldn't play a team that had COVID knowing I was going to be coming home in a couple of days, possibly giving it to all these people. So me and a few other people just, talked with their management that we didn't feel safe or comfortable playing the game. And they obviously didn't like that. So they said we were breaking our contract and kicked us off the team, which was okay, I guess, so to say. It was hard to not know if I was going to be playing again just because of uncertainties and teams I mean, money-wise, teams were hit hard with COVID, and even being open to having, people travel to Europe was very, very difficult. So it was just really unknown at the time. But for me, morally, I couldn't get on a plane and be around all these people knowing I just played girls who had COVID. So praise God, though, it worked out for me. I was home. I was enjoying it. My agent, Matt, is wonderful. Shout out to him. But he was just saying, stay in shape at least until middle of January. So, I mean, it wasn't too hard because I was just in basketball shape. But, to run enough every day started getting difficult. But, Christmas was great. I went to Nashville, and on my way home from my sister's wedding week, my agent called and said there was a team in Germany that wanted me. And I talked with that coach, and I left that next Monday. So it was a quick turnaround, but an absolute blessing. The Germany league was way more competitive, higher status of strength of players, I would say. The league is tougher and whatnot. The team I was going to in Germany, they had 3 injuries all kind of in a row and took a hard hit for a couple weeks, not having post players really forwards at all. So I was excited, of course, and I got to Germany then, and it was 360, complete lockdown, mask everywhere. We were getting tested 3 to 4 times a week, through the nose, pretty deep. They weren't doing just a little tickle there yet.
Yeah, right.
It was crazy. We had curfew at 8, and we practiced sometimes till 9. So we had to have paperwork in our car in case the cops pulled us over, which they would, pull you over if you were out past the curfew. You could only travel so many, like a radius around from your home address. So I was in Heidelberg, Germany, which is an hour south of Frankfurt. So you really couldn't go, we were like 3.5 hours by car from Paris, but couldn't go. Nothing was open. You couldn't get through borders at that time. So that was really, really tough. Sweden was tough because of the basketball, I would say, where Germany was tough because of everything besides basketball. Nothing at all was open. The grocery stores were open. That was like the fun part of the day, was to go to the grocery store. It was pretty intense, and that got really tough. We'd practice in the morning, go home to the apartment all day, and then go back to practice at night and go back home. We'd have games on the weekends, home or away, but no fans at all. So it was pretty tough, but I knew if I wanted to have a better opportunity this coming year that I had to do that. So a lot of journaling, reading books, watching Netflix, and got through it and had a decent year. And I got back the end of March back here. So.
And you just re-signed with that same team, right?
I did. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I'm going back to Heidelberg, Germany. They have a new coach this year, a whole new team of imports and professionals. I'm the only one returning, so it will be. I'm excited. It will be fun. Heidelberg's an awesome city, very tourist, beautiful castle, the bridge, all that kind of stuff. So I'm very, very excited.
Are you a history buff?
Yes and no. I am, but if it's to the point of reading a ton of books about it, no. But I do love, going to historic sites and whatnot and reading. I have to read all the signs and kind of know what's going on. So I would say I am.
Okay. Fallyn Freije, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. It was different because you I guess playing in front of no fans, that's like going to Idaho State or something, or Idaho. I don't know. No,
Weber State.
Weber State. Yeah. I was going to say Idaho and Idaho State were good. So going to Weber or maybe Sac. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Definitely not like playing in Bozeman or Missoula.
No, not at all.
How weird was that then?
Yeah, it was an experience to say the least, especially for my first year. Really, knowing what the pro experience is like, and if you are a good player, I guess, and you put in the work and time and you're committed to it, and of course, understanding that it's going to be different than college was, and understanding there'll be struggles in a different culture. But, that was a part for me that I always wanted. I wanted that, different culture experience and different way of life, and just seeing what life is like outside of the U.S. And for me, I just was so excited for all that. And guess to be there with all of it shut down was really tough. But like I said, this year I'm very hopeful that it will be an awesome experience with everything open and being able to do that, I guess, and get that real pro experience. You know, usually when you have 2 off weeks, a whole week and weekend during the year, they have their national team break, it's called. So all the countries essentially have a week to practice with their national team before Christmas and after Christmas. And usually from all my friends who have played pro, that's usually when you get to, go on a week-long trip to Greece or Italy or, go to a couple different places. Flights are cheap and just really get to explore all those different places. I mean, if things were open, I'm sure we would have went to Paris a few times last year. So that's a big part of it too. That's the kind of reward, so to say, for putting in all the work all these years. And like I said, since I was young, my dream was to play overseas. So basketball, of course, but also just to be able to travel a little and see the world, and just so blessed to be able to do that just through playing the game I love. So yeah, I'm really excited to get the actual experience, but I'm so thankful to be able to play last year, no matter how tough it was, because like I said, there was a lot of girls who had to stay home that whole year, and I'm sure some of them kind of gave it up now. So I'm very, very lucky.
You had to work out on your own, which I guess was okay, or no?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. For me, I guess I've always been okay doing that stuff. When you have that month off from college, college basketball in the summers or whatnot, they tell you to still work out and all that kind of stuff. I guess I've always enjoyed doing that. In high school, we didn't have I came from a small school, so we didn't have a weightlifting program at all. So for me, it was a lot in high school of doing it all on my own, lifting wise. Of course, cardio was fine with being a part of a team, but I had our principal when I was in high school mainly. He was really awesome. So my study hall, my whole sophomore, junior, senior year, my study hall break, he would come and I'd do lifting, and he, coached football, played football. So he kind of had a little understanding of it. So him and I would lift. So for me, that really started that discipline of being able to put that work in, I guess, on your own. And I've done that since a young age. So for me, it wasn't too hard of a transition, where once again, girls come from big cities and go to college, and you have all of these trainers and coaches pushing you and making you do stuff. Then when you can get to be on your own, it can be tough. But for me, it wasn't much of an issue. I kind of enjoy it, I guess. Except the running part now, to get back in basketball. I'm not quite enjoying that, but we'll get there.
I have to ask this. So did you overseas, were you able to go to a gym, or were those closed too?
That was crazy. So in Sweden, it was open, and we went 3 times a week minimum. So we had cards that we swiped, which was great. But then in Germany, it was not open. So that's the first time since I was probably, I don't even know, like really young, maybe even like 5th, 6th grade, that I haven't lifted while playing basketball. Just when I was younger, we would do training stuff, of course, not heavy weightlifting, but we would, have a group of us girls that age would have a trainer, I guess, so to say, that would take us through like circuits of jumping rope and, little dumbbell kind of lifting. So yeah, that was really nuts to not, of course, body weight workouts, but I've never played basketball without weightlifting at the same time. So that was really interesting. Definitely could tell with like grip of the ball and rebounds and, just explosiveness on post moves and things like that. It's crazy. It wasn't dramatic, of course, but for myself, I could definitely tell I didn't have as much power, which was really crazy. Like I said, to think back the last time I played without lifting at the same time. So that was an experience as well.
That's interesting. And it's kind of a mental deal too, right?
Well, for sure. Yeah. Especially going up against, big, strong players, and just thinking like, oh no, what if my strength is gone? Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I just, I had to just trust that I've put in enough work that my muscles would stay okay for about 4 months. So
Yeah, we're talking to Fallyn Freije here, our guest on the Jason Walker Show. That's just that. I mean, what was the food like? I mean, well, you didn't go out to eat, I guess, in Germany, so.
So Actually, a lot of people have asked me that, which is great. But, I never really had a super German meal. Of course, the German teammates would talk about stuff or explain stuff. But, it's nothing like too crazy. Even when I was in Sweden, I guess the food was, in Sweden restaurants and all that. Of course, they had the Swedish meatballs, just meatballs kind of with like a, I don't know if it's rice, but with something inside of them that's just different textured, but it's nothing super crazy out of the norm, I would say. Schnitzel, but of course you can get fried chicken essentially anywhere in the States. So, Sweden was pretty normal for food. Germany, though, like you said, I never got to go to a German restaurant. I would say the one cool thing is they do their pizzas, which is really interesting. Same for Sweden. So they don't have, I'm sure they did have, Domino's and stuff, but they're like fast food pizza places. Their dough is all like hand made or hand, like pulled and stuff. So their crust is all thin, but they don't call it thin crust. It's just like the normal crust to them. And then their pizza toppings, they would have all this crazy stuff, a lot of salami instead of pepperoni. So they call salami pepperoni. So if you want like actual pepperoni, it's like different. They would have they just have all these crazy lists of pizzas, but like every pizza place would have all this stuff. So it wasn't like it was just one place. They'd have like fries on the pizza and always like a special sauce and things like that was like their normal would be comparison to us, going to Domino's or Pizza Hut, stuff like that. So that was kind of cool. Obviously way healthier. Not as much grease and everything on it, and they would all be cooked in like that pizza oven, like a fire oven. So that was one thing that was interesting, I guess, that was pretty consistent in both countries. But in Germany, of course, that was only for about a week. Restaurants opened up, or to-go food places got to open up, and they shut back down again because the numbers were rising. So, but I did get to try a pizza in Germany, and it was very similar to the way it was in Sweden. So I would say maybe that was a food difference. But yeah, besides that, grocery stores were normal. Everything obviously was in German. Some stuff in English, but I mean, you can tell it's food. If you're in the, like vegetable section, you can obviously tell what things are which and fruits. And of course I had a translate app on my phone that you could just scan the words and it would tell you. So I actually enjoy going to the grocery stores. Well, it's the only thing to do, but just reading the labels and just kind of going through every aisle and looking at their stuff. I did that a few times for fun. So
that's awesome.
That was it was pretty cool.
We're talking with Fallyn Freije on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. A few final questions for you here, but how was the beer?
Didn't get to try. Of course, anything wasn't open, but the grocery stores did have, they would sell canned beer and stuff. So did try it. I'm not a huge beer drinker, but everyone always jokes like, you're from North Dakota and you live in a small town. You don't even drink beer. It's like, well, I'll try it, but I don't love it. But I mean, as they say, obviously very heavy, higher percentage. To them, they always say like, they would joke like, oh, American beer. That's not beer, that's water. They all would say like that. So, I think there was a lot of really, really beautiful restaurants and patios and all this and that in Heidelberg where I was. Like I said, it's a very tourist, beautiful town, cobblestone streets that you can't drive on, all that stuff. But, of course, it was all closed down. So I'm very much so looking forward to that. The team, the girls would tell me, like, this place is one of the best cities. It's not overpopulated, like Munich, Berlin, things like that, but you still get that really beautiful Germany experience. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll try to enjoy some of the beers they have there, I suppose, this coming year.
And they're warm. They drink it warm over there, which is disgusting.
Yeah, they sell it warm. The ones I would buy at the grocery store to try. My roommate and she's from Europe. She was Slovakian, so for her it was normal, but I would always put mine in the fridge. I couldn't do it warm. I'm like, this is gross. I don't feel like I should be drinking this.
Oh, that's funny. Excuse me. All right. So you get to go back over. Last year, though, did you play, I know that like WNBA players go over to Europe in the winter, their off season and play. Who's the biggest star you played against? Or or have you yet because of the COVID?
Yeah, so the Germany league, it's really cool. There's a few ex-WNBA players. There's no active players in the league I was in. But there was a couple teams that had a girl or two that were former WNBA players. You know, they just had a 1-year contract or didn't work out, got cut, things like that. Like I said, when the skill level was pretty different, it was pretty, you know, knowing, I mean, I didn't know a lot of that stuff. My teammates would tell me, oh, that girl has played in the WNBA. And of course, then you look at the roster and you can find all that out. But I don't know names of them, but there was a few. The one really good team we played for, there was a girl who played for like 8 years off the bench for a team. So that was really cool. But I actually, Janelle McCarville played for Minnesota Gophers, and then she played for the Lynx for a while. So I knew her just through being young, watching the Gophers, going to Gopher camp for basketball, you know, going to the Lynx games all the time that we played basketball in the cities, knowing her. She played in Sweden for Stockholm, a Stockholm team. So when we played them, that was like a 360 realization for me. You know, she's pretty old. She's retired out of the WNBA. So she can still hold it down, though, on the court. That's for sure. Just getting to play against her, though, was kind of crazy. I just remember one of the first possessions, she just got a huge defensive rebound and was baseball pass, football pass straight down the court, perfect for her point guard for a layup. And it was just like, wow, that was a perfect pass. You're so good. Start of the game. I think I remember telling her, like, wow, that was a nice pass. You know, it was like 10-0. We were down at the time. They were the top team there in Sweden. But I actually did talk to her after the game, and it was really cool. You know, I just told her, I watched you as a Gopher and when you played for the Lynx, and she was really encouraging. You know, she could just kind of tell the team and the team dynamic there in Sweden, and obviously that it wasn't a great fit for me and everything. So she was really encouraging. She was really awesome. She's messaged me on social media, you know, throughout the whole situation. You know, she heard, of course, about our team when they were kicking us all off, and she was just really sweet, messaging me throughout that. And then obviously when I signed in Germany, she would message me to here and there, you know, congrats and everything. So that was really awesome, just because for me, that was somebody I watched when I was younger. So that was really cool.
Have you talked to like Peyton Ferris or Riley Nordgaard or even Katie Bussey about, you know, different ways to explore Europe?
Yeah, Peyton, I've talked to her on and off. I haven't talked to her recently. I've not ever talked to Katie, which is awesome that she got the coaching job. So I really want to reconnect with her. That'd be fun. I really hope I can get to Bozeman for a weekend before I go over to Europe. Coach Ben always messaged me, would love to see you before you go. So, but yeah, Riley Nordgaard and I, we talked a ton after she was playing, while I was in college. She was actually my host my first time I went on a visit to Montana State when I was in high school. We played for the same club team out of South Dakota. I switched towards the end of my summers. My last summer, I went to a North Dakota AAU team from Fargo, but we played for the same club team in South Dakota. I was, of course, on the younger team, so I kind of knew her name through that. And then we would scrimmage them, of course. And then when she played for Augustana was recruiting me when I was in high school, so I knew her from then. And then when she went to Montana State, that was great. You know, I knew about it. And then when Montana State started recruiting me, it was just crazy. So, yes, Riley and I are great friends, pick up where we left off all the time.
Cool.
She always joked that I was the only person that she was a host for that didn't sign at Montana State. And then when I transferred there, she always jokes now that she's still 100% on her hosting recruits. So
that is perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
When are you going to come back to coach? I mean, you're going to play for a few years, and then you'll be on Coach Ben's roster too, right?
Yeah. You know, I would love to. I think I'm pretty intense and very about details and fundamentals. And, you know, I've had a bunch of different coaches who have coached in ways I would never want to coach. And, you know, you realize yelling, come on, go harder. It's like, okay, well, like what am I doing wrong? Like the exact, you know. So for me, even when I help my little sister's team, I love it. I love the skill development side of stuff. But as much as I would love to coach, I'm going to dental school to be a dentist when I'm done playing. So that's 4 more years of school. That's been a dream of mine too since I was a high schooler. It's been the plan is to be a dentist, and I job shadow. You know, I get all my hours, and I absolutely love it. Every time I leave the dentist, I'm just happy. I just love it. So
most people don't say that.
I know. That's why everyone's like, "You're so weird," and I was like, "No, I just love it. It's what I want to do. That's for sure." So, I'll just play. I say I don't know how long I'll play if my body's healthy, of course, given the circumstances of COVID and getting an actual European experience now. It'll be, this will kind of be like my first year of really seeing what it's like. And I'm going to assume I will absolutely love it. So, we'll see if I'm healthy, and if I can, I would, just take it year by year, and we'll see how long I end up playing. And then dental school for 4 more years after that is the plan for now, but I definitely can see myself coaching somehow, some way. Maybe I coach before I go to dental school. We'll see. There's a lot of different things in my head. I'm like, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could do that,
Well, you're still young, so you can do that.
All right.
When do you head back to Heidelberg?
So practice August 23rd. So I think they're going to fly me out the 21st or so, just because when you do fly there, you lose that day of travel because they're 7 hours ahead of us. So, if I leave on a Saturday morning, I would still get there like a Sunday afternoon. So, I think the 21st is what they talked about. Okay. So practice the 23rd. So whenever they get me there before that.
There you go. My son's in Germany right now with the Army. So
really?
yeah, I don't know where exactly, but probably, whatever base is there. But yeah, I'll have to tell him to look you up or look for your team.
Yeah, Heidelberg actually used to have like a main base in Germany, but I think now it went back to Frankfurt. I might be wrong, but I know it was a super, super big base there in Heidelberg for a while, but now I think it's just Germany people, I guess, so to say. And then they changed it in all like the base into, it's like an elementary school with some programs and stuff like that. But yeah, I do know that Heidelberg was a main spot for a while.
Well, I know if he's close, I'll tell him to go watch you.
Yeah, if we can have fans this year, so it'll be fun.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Hey, how's the weather out in Devil's Lake? Pretty hot?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's the hot, humid, the sticky, wet humidity. Yesterday it rained a ton, which was great for farmers, of course. Sure. But it's been hot. It was in the 90s this week. The sun's been hot. It's been great.
Well, at least you have the sun. We're smoky here.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. It's a beautiful mountains and.
Yeah, you don't get to see them right now out here. It's kind of brutal.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But stay hydrated, will you?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure will.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We'll have to figure out a time when you get over there. We'll chat. I know it's a 7-hour difference, so.
Of course.
But I look forward to following you because you're a cool person. So, I mean, you're a pretty good basketball player, but I think you're kind of a cooler person.
Oh, well, thank you.
Hey, good luck and safe travels, and we'll talk soon.
That sounds good. Thank you.
That is Fallyn Freije joining us. That's what she said. Brought to you by Dinner's Done Right. And make sure you stop in at Dinner's Done Right, the summer grilling package. Just $90 will get you 3 family-sized meals that serves 4 to 6 people each. Calbee beef flank steak, grilled Asian chicken, and Fiesta burgers. And you get 6 burgers with the buns. And also, you get a free pot of s'mores with this. Dinner's Done Right. Also, edible cookie dough and home meals to go. You can get individual microwavable meals as well. So get into Dinner's Done Right. Proud sponsor of That's What She Said here on the Jason Walker Show. All right, quick break. Come right back. This segment brought to you by Rutgers Furniture. We'll, on this day in history, the walk-off, tell you what's coming up tomorrow, get you set for for Wednesday, and more. Jason Walker Show. Coming right back. Hang on.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rutgers Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rutgers, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rutgers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Listen to The Jason Walker Show anytime and anywhere. Download The Jason Walker Show on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you enjoy podcasts.
JasonWalkerShow.com as well. And then you can go see anything. Well, not anything, but show related. Major Mortgage Man Cave. Final segment on a Tuesday. Coming up tomorrow, we'll tell you what is on deck coming up for tomorrow soon. Also, Thursday, next week, busy week too. So lots of on-location broadcasts with the Major Mortgage Man Cave. All right, let's get into On This Day in History. It is, before we do that, I want to remind you, Montana Horses Magazine, all horses, all Montana. Montana Horses Magazine is packed with every wonderful, wow-worthy thing that you'll ever want to know about all things Montana horses. You're going to want to check it out. It's it's awesome. Montana Horses Magazine. So check it out. All right, let's see. On This Day in History, it is brought to you by Big Sky Printwear. We print what you wear. It is Tuesday, July 20th, National Fortune Cookie Day. It is Moon Day, Lollipop Day. 1858, on this date, a fee was charged for the first time ever to watch a baseball game. It was 50 cents, which in 1858 was a lot. 1876, the first U.S. intercollegiate track meet was held. Princeton would win. It was held in Saratoga, New York. 1906, Brooklyn Superbas pitcher Mel Eason with a no-hitter. 1911, Smokey Joe Wood of Boston with a no-hitter. 1938, the International Olympic Committee awards Helsinki, Finland, the 1940 Summer Olympic Games after Tokyo withdraws. 1944, Nelson Potter of the Browns, Cleveland Browns, or St. Louis Browns, first pitcher suspended for throwing spitballs. 1858, Jim Bunning of Detroit with a no-hitter. 1965, Yankee pitcher Mel Stottlemyre with an inside-the-park grand slam. 1970, there was a no-hitter for the Dodgers. Bill Singer tossed it against the Phillies. Hank Aaron hit his final home run, 755th and last home run on this date in 1976. Dick Drago, the Angels, was the pitcher. Trivia question there. 1980, at the Open Championship, Tom Watson wins the third of his 5 Open titles. 1960, USSR recovered 2 dogs, the first living organisms to return to space. On this date in 1969, the Apollo 11 lunar module carrying Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin lands on the surface of the moon. Aldrin and Armstrong would end up walking on the moon. Michael Collins remained in orbit in the lunar module. Happy birthday today, 1919, Sir Edmund Hillary, the explorer and mountaineer, the first to get first to scale Mount Everest with Tenzing Norgay. But Edmund Hillary, born in Auckland, New Zealand. It is Natalie Wood's birthday today, 1938. She was born Natasha Gurdon. But the actress, Rebel Without a Cause, West Side Story, The Searchers with John Wayne, one of her better movies. She died in 1981. It is, let's see, on this date, 1937, Guglielmo Marconi passed away, the inventor from Italy, electrical engineer. Basically invented radio and long-distance radio transmission. Won the Nobel in 1909, but he died in this date in 1937. 1973, Bruce Lee died at the age of 32. So, there you go. A little on this day in history. And brought to you by Big Sky Printwear. We print what you wear. Sheila and the gang have over 35 years experience. Okay, they know what they're doing when they're printing out shirts, hats, coats, whatever they need, whatever you need. But make sure you get into Big Sky Printwear and check them out because we recommend them here at the Jason Walker Show. Let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off is brought to you by Cafe Zydeco. And it's where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. And stop in on Euclid and check them out. So this is cool. The Boulder Arrowhead Big Sky 11-12 softball team is headed to California to begin regionals on Sunday. This is after winning the Little League World Series regional or a statewide tournament. And it is softball. Okay. Yeah. The All-Star team will represent Montana in the West region in San Bernardino. There'll be teams there from Arizona, Hawaii, Oregon, Southern California, and Gillette, Wyoming. Other teams, Alaska, Nevada, Northern Cal, Utah, and Washington. The Big Sky, or Boulder Arrowhead Big Sky team, along with Nevada and Southern California, earned first-round byes. So our state team will play at 5 o'clock Mountain against the winner of the Oregon-Wyoming game. And you can watch them on ESPN+. So there you go. All right. Congratulations to them. By the way, speaking of young ladies, this is super freaking cool. Tonight, you can watch us on YouTube at the Orioles website page. The first all-woman broadcast crew will call in a Major League Baseball game tonight. It'll be a Major League Baseball game of the week on YouTube. And it starts in about 2 minutes. Sarah Langs, Alana Rizzo, Lauren Gardner, Heidi Watney, and Melanie Newman. Melanie Newman's been on the show before, but she's awesome. And so is Heidi Watney. Alana Rizzo did a pretty good job with the Rockies for a long time, the Dodgers too. And Lauren Gardner and Sarah Langs are up-and-comers, but Heidi Watney usually hosts Major League Baseball, the MLB channel, Major League Baseball Tonight, or the whatever it's called, the wrap-up at the end of the night. So that's very cool. Congratulations to those ladies. That is just awesome. And as you know, we support women in sports. So let's do this. Speaking of the walk-off, I got a great shirt today. Where's it at? Okay. It is my East Helena Vigilantes gear finally came, thanks to Coach Ridgway. But we're all in on East Helena. Go Vigilantes. They're the Class A team to beat from now on. They are my East Helena Vigilantes. Can't wait to wear this with pride. Hey, thanks to Fallyn Freije for stopping by today. Tomorrow, Lindsay Cruz will talk rodeo. Governor Greg Gianforte will talk about the state of Montana and so much more. Join us 4 o'clock, won't you? Can't wait to see you. If you missed anything, go to jasonwalkershow.com. We'll see you tomorrow. Go Vigilantes!
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.